Hi guys, it's Kurt from Let's Get Out of Here. I thought we'd just do a bit of a walk around, show you a few things of our 2018 Dmax. First off, we'll start with the Canopy. It's just a Mates Rates toolbox canopy. It's only 1800 long, which is plenty long, and I've wrapped it the whole thing. So we've done a bit of a textured finish on all the doors and everywhere, and a bit of a flat finish on all the little things like the bars, the brackets and that. And that's just the Mates Rates underside box as well. We've got the Darchi awning up here. It works pretty well, comes out quite far and enough for the swag and everything, so that works out pretty good. Behind that we've got the 200 watt solar panel, and that's just mounted to the canopy roof. Just a few bolts to hold that down, and yeah. We'll just open this door and I'll show you what's going on in here. So with the door we've got an LED strip light up here. It's got the white light and then the red light for all the bugs and that. It's the same on the other door. We've just got a little toolbox in here that holds a few things like a jack, jumper leads, all the tyre inflation accessories and that. We've got the projector inverter up here. That's a 600 watt. That's connected to the battery on the other side and tied in with the battery under the bonnet there. Over here we've got the 50 litre water tank. It's connected to the pump and a bit of a hose, so this is really handy for when we're at the beach. We can just have a bit of a shower, hose ourselves down and whatnot. And below that we've got the King's air compressor. It's the double piston one. We used this the other weekend out at Imble, and we were able to pump our tyres up a lot faster than the other people there, just with their single piston air compressors. So this thing here, I really think it's a good buy. We had the old one, the old King's one, that lasted about 5 years, that one. So I was pretty happy with it, so I thought we'll just go with the King's one again. And it's pretty cheap, so if it bugs out, well, we'll just get another one, you know, so yeah. Okay. In this box here, I'll just keep all of our straps and ropes and ocky straps and that. Just go around to the other side. So in the other side here, it's a bit dark. We've got some lights in up the roof there. We've got the solar regulator over here. Carbon fibre electrical box. It's got all the fuses and switch for the water pump. A few light switches, rear lights, and just some relays and that.
And you did all that yourself?
Yeah, I wired all this in myself with a bit of help from some sparkies. But yeah, it's pretty much all done by myself, so I know what's going on with it and where all the wires are running and whatnot. This is a battery box. It's a 110 amp battery. So that just powers the fridge, the inverter, the air compressor, and it's tied in parallel with a battery under the bonnet. So the battery under the bonnet's 85 amps and that's 110. So we've got about 195 amps. And with the solar, mate, never going to run out of power, so it's pretty good. This is our fridge. It's just a 75 litre. It's on the MSA drop down slide. I'll drop it down for you just so you can look. Like that. And there we go. Just got a few water bottles. It's really handy for when Carly needs to get stuff out of the fridge.
Because I'm so small. Now we're hoping to get a little table that clips on to the MSA slide. So that'll come in handy as well when we're prepping stuff.
Yeah. Under here you may notice the fridge slide sits on some rectangular aluminium box section. So when we go away, this is going to house all our tools and spare parts and stuff, which is pretty handy. Okay, so we got the fire extinguisher. Yeah.
Got some rod holders up there.
Yep. Just some twist lock rod holders, so hopefully nothing falls down. This box here, I just keep dirty shoes and stuff in. Got my work boots in there, which is handy. And then we've got the Max tracks up here. They're just bolted to the canopy. So on one side I got the solar panel, and on this side I got the Max tracks. We've got 4 of them, and they're handy because you just twist them, and then that's not coming off. And you can fit a padlock through there to lock them off, so they don't get stolen because they're pretty expensive. I'll just show you these lights at the back. So I just got some work lights. So these lights here on the outside turn on by the switch in the canopy. This light bar turns on when I put it in reverse. So I do that by inside the cab. So inside the cab I've got a 3-way switch. So I flick it to 1 and that comes on when it's in reverse. It goes in the middle, that's completely off, and then when I switch it down on the other setting, that just comes on, so it can come on whenever, if I'm just driving forwards or whatever. That's really handy, I find, especially when reversing up to the caravan or reversing in the camp. That's really handy, that. This is a Safety Dave reverse camera, I guess you can call it, but I use it as a rear vision camera, so it's on all the time. Whenever the ignition is on, that's always on. So I'll show you that when we walk around there. So we just got caravan fittings and our 12-pin plug and whatnot. That's for the camera at the back of the caravan, which connects to the monitor in there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's going to house our spare wheel. I'm thinking about strapping my surfboard in there somehow. Not too sure how I'm going to do that yet, but we'll work that out. I'm definitely not going without the surfboard, so yeah. So we'll just go on this side. We've got the Ocam flat rack. It's pretty good. It's aluminium. I had one on the Hilux and it started to rattle heaps, so before I bought this I rang them up and just seen what they'd done about it, and apparently they switched suppliers or people that made them or something, and had this on here for probably 15,000 kilometers and hasn't started rattling since, which is good. But it has started to rust a little bit just here. I did find with the old one on the Hilux I had to pull these off, strip the paint off and re-spray them, so hopefully I don't have to do that to this one.
Side steps.
Yep, so we've got the Ironman side steps. They're sort of like rock sliders side steps in, so they're pretty heavy duty. Yeah, and then we've got the Ocam extendable mirrors. So these are just handy when we tow the caravan, but also they're just handy just in general. Just I reckon if you own a dual cab and you can't see out the back, definitely get some of these, because these are priceless, these. And they're probably the mid-range ones. They're definitely not the cheapest.
How much were they?
This pair here was only $5.19. I reckon they're pretty good. We haven't had any
dramas,
any fading, any dramas with them.
Vibrating.
I did notice on the Clearview ones that the paint has started to peel away from the aluminium housing here, but these ones haven't yet, so which is pretty good. And I had these on the Hilux and they didn't corrode at all, so hopefully they're going to be pretty good. Where are we up to? So I got the TJM snorkel, got the wedge intake. Yeah, this thing's pretty good.
I haven't really had to use it yet.
No, I haven't had to use it yet.
But lookout cape.
Yeah, but I dare say when we go to the Cape, we'll definitely come in use. And then we've got the brush bars that connect to the Ironman
Deluxe
commercial bull bar. Yeah, so it comes with the LED parkers, LED side indicator lights, and fog lights. So these fog lights here, I upgraded to the steady ones. So all across the front, every globe, every light is the steady light. So the fog lights are steady. They have a daytime running light in them. Steady high beams, steady low beams, and then the steady X Pros. These lights here are unbelievable. These are so bloody good. Yeah. And then I've got a Runver winch. So this winch, the Runver winch, I had on the Hilux, and before I sold the Hilux, I pulled it off and just chucked it in this.
And what'd you do with this bit here?
Yeah, so this bit here used to be aluminium. Well, it is aluminium, but I got it anodized black because it used to be polished. I thought it looked pretty good to tie in with the grill, but I think it matches the black pretty well.
That's good.
And then just got the winch nubbin here. That's just a stock standard one that comes with a Runver winch. It's £11,000 winch, so I dare say it's going to be quite strong enough for the Dmax and the Caravan. Under here we got the Ironman recovery points. Haven't had to use these yet, but they feel pretty solid. Yeah, one thing I would say about the Ironman bull bars compared to the bull bar I had on the Hilux is that this thing looks really well engineered, really strong. Like just the way it's bolted to the chassis, like there's that many bolts that connect it to the car, and also the recovery points are connected to it, and all of that. I think it's really well put together, really well thought of. So we've got the Uniden aerial. It seems to go alright. Was thinking about upgrading it to a better one, just because we get a bit of static through the microphone, and other people get static off us and that. But we'll have a look into that a bit later on. So that's pretty much the outside. We'll show you the tyres. We just put the Falcon Wild Peaks on, just with some steel rims. I went with steel rims because I thought if I get alloys, they might get damaged, and apparently we can bend these back if they get bent or something. So I thought for our trip we'll just get steel ones, and then we can get aluminium ones, alloy ones when we get back. But
and as you can see, we don't have
any covers.
Cap.
Yes.
Why is that?
Something to do with the Dmaxes, the caps don't fit or something like that.
Front
some
hub.
Bullshit, but
and then if we do get ones that fit, apparently causes them to vibrate. So I think we're going to have to paint them, aren't we?
Yeah, we'll end up painting them. But that's what it is, you know. Just show you under the bonnet.
It's a bit dirty, guys, from last weekend. See the mud.
So she's a bit dirty, but as you can see, there's two batteries. So yeah, all the winch is connected to the starter battery, and that's just a Seamaster 85 amp battery. I reckon these Seamaster ones are pretty good for the size and the amperage you get out of them. This battery here is bigger in dimensions, but doesn't have as much cold cranking amps or amp hours as well. That's just a stock standard battery that the Dmaxes come with. So yeah, I put the winch isolator, mounted it here. Yeah, we got heaps of fuses over here for the DC, a few spotlight fuses, and whatnot. Fuses that run to the back of the canopy. So that battery here and the battery in the caravan are connected parallel. So they tie in together, which is pretty handy. I'll show you the DC. So we went with the Red Arc DC charger. And we also got some diff breathers over here as well.
You did all that yourself?
Yeah, put all this in myself. It's pretty easy, pretty standard. You can look at YouTube and there's a few videos and that to help you out. But I did get the guys at Woody's Auto Electrics to install the charger just because it's a bit too complicated for me. But I just got them to install that, connect it to the battery, to the starter battery, and then I connected it to my auxiliary battery and tied the rest in with the Canopy and that, which is pretty good. Just with the engine. So yesterday we just got a remap done from Roost Systems, and we took it for a drive after it got done, and it could notice a difference straight away, especially in third gear. As soon as it hits about 1500 RPM, you can just feel the boost come on a lot quicker. So I think that's really going to help out with towing the caravan and that. So I'm pretty keen to get the caravan hooked up and see how it goes, and see what the fuel economy is like too.
That's an important one.
Yeah. So we'll just shut that up.
So you can see that's just a bit of
numbers.
Yeah, a bit of water on the intercooler. I can't really get much on there, so it's not good. But here's where you'll notice it though. Everybody gets all up in arms about that big number. When you look here at like so that's about 1500 RPM.
Yep.
So we had 63 horsepower, 1500 RPM before.
Oh wow.
Now you got 94.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
At 1500 RPM.
Yeah,
so you're talking about, okay, we got, and then you go through here. So here will be probably about 2600 RPM, probably where you'll be really like when you're hauling up a hill.
Yeah.
So we're 168 there now, we're at peak power. Before it was 130, you know. So nearly 40 horsepower through there.
Yeah.
But see, it peaks later.
Yeah,
so when I bring it in now, I get that peak power happening a little earlier.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
It's like 38 horsepower at like 1500 RPM or something. That's where you're going to notice it.
Suspension.
Yeah, okay, so the suspension, I went with the Ironman. We got the GVM. I can't really have a good picture. Maybe we'll just go down to the leaf springs so you can sort of see a bit better. So the suspension here, we got the GVM upgrade. So what that means is the GVM, we can hold a lot more in the car, but we can't it doesn't exceed our GCM, which is a bit of a bummer. I didn't think we were gonna need it until I bought the car, and then once I bought the car we started doing a few figures in that with the caravan and our weights and that, and it's going to come pretty close. We'll be under by about a couple 100 kilos, but yeah, I really wish we did that before we got the car registered and whatnot. I know you can get the levels upgrade, but that's an extra, you know, $1,500, and
for people on a budget, this is probably
definitely the go-to. So it's the foam cell pros, I think, or cell whatever they call them. It's the top of the line ones for Ironman. They're pretty good. I haven't had any dramas with them at all.
We've been on some pretty crazy roads too.
Yeah, some real bumpy ones, and that road to Black Rock's campground had the caravan hooked up to that, and it all handled pretty well, so I was pretty stoked with it. You know, when it's fully loaded, it doesn't drop down as much, you know, it handles pretty well, I think, so, which is pretty good. While we're on this side, we also got the Brown & Davis long range tank. So I'll just show you under here real quick. So you can see the tank. So that's a 135 litre tank, which is pretty cool. The standard Dmax tanks are only 75 litres, 70 litres, something like that. Yeah, so having that extra fuel is awesome. It's really good. So we might just take you around the driver's side and show you what's going on in the cabin. One thing I did do with all the external fittings and that from the Ironman, I did change all of the fixings to 316 stainless, because they just started corroding like straight away. Like pretty much 2 weeks after I put all this stuff on, just started fizzing up, started corroding. Look at these ones over here. See how they've gone white? So I might change them out before we leave too. But I do think having these stainless fittings here just sort of complements all the chrome, you know. So we've got chrome up here, chrome there, chrome highlights on the doors, and all the fittings, all the fixings on the canopy I changed to 316 stainless too. Just so you're not going to get that rust, and I hate looking at rust. Alrighty, so I might grab the camera here and just show you what's going on in here. Okay, so first off, we've got the Uniden UHF. It's pretty good. We do get a little bit of static, but you know, we'll sort that out a bit later on. This is the switch I was telling you about. So this, you know, we click down, that brings the light bar on all the time. That's off, and then we click it up, and then that's on for when we put the gearbox in reverse. Got some spotlight switches over here. What's that? Yeah, so we used the Red Arc Tow Pro. I haven't used the Heyman Reese or any other brands, but I find Red Arc, they're a good company. They're an Australian company, so you know, they're a pretty good brand, and they stick by their products, which is cool. So I'll show you the Safety Dave rear vision monitor, so you can see a bit of reflection. So if you do only want this in to come on reverse, you can still use it to, like, you know, you can see yourself in it, you can see what's going on out the back, but as soon as that ignition comes on, turn the radio off. So that's out the back there. So it's pretty cool. It's got, see, there's Carly out there. Just say something, go around and say something. It's actually got a microphone too. See? That's pretty cool. And then we can switch over when we got the caravan hooked up. It's got a little feature here, video 1, video 2. So we click that, and that switches over to the caravan when the caravan's hooked up. It's got a camera out the back that we use. And so I've hooked that up to the ignition, so that just comes on, and that acts as my rear vision mirror all the time, which is good. So with the Ocam mirrors out there and out here, and the Safety Dave monitor, that works really well. That's about it going on in here. Okay.
think we've covered most stuff.
Yeah, I think that's about it actually.
We don't really have much more to go. Is there really anything more to go?
Oh, a couple of things. Looking at getting some bash plates.
Yep.
Just to protect
Underneath.
because you can see with the Dmaxes, you can see, you know, things hang a little bit low. But yeah, I reckon we'll have a look at getting some bash plates soon, and just to protect all that under there.
The wish list.
Yeah, that's about it actually.
Came home yesterday wanting a new exhaust system.
Yeah, so after I got the remap, I was thinking, bloody hell, I wouldn't want an exhaust system for it. But we'll see how that goes a bit down the line.
Yeah.
See what happens there.
Saving for a lap really restricts what you
Yeah,
can get.
yeah.
If we weren't going on a lap, we'd be getting everything we kind of wanted straight up.
If we weren't going on the lap, I'd seriously be looking at the Petter's rear brake disc conversion, just because I hear they're a bit better to stop with when you're towing stuff and that, rather than the drums. And the drums collect a bit of dust and mud and that when you do a bit of forward driving. We got some new mud flaps as well, BAW ones, just a bit better than the ones that the tray came with. They're a lot wider and a lot longer, which is pretty cool. Yeah.
I think that's it. We will probably do a van tour soon.
Yeah, so we'll probably get Carly on that.
Yeah.
She's the bit of a clean freak, and she can do the tour of the caravan.
Yeah.
I might do the outside because
I know all that stuff.
I sort of know a bit more what's going on there. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy the video. And any comments or whatever, just hit us up on Instagram or whatever. And yeah, all right, thanks guys.
Okay.
See ya.
See ya.